it's me, Rosie. I'm back again. Don't judge me why I'm wearing this hat. I just feel like Joe Exotic vibes, Carol Baskin vibes. I'm just loving the hat, you know, being at my house Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Just want to wear my hat in full glam. Mine is the nails, lockdown, don't judge. Anyway, guys, so I'm going to do a mukbang and I'm going to eat all of these Krispy Kremes. Well, probably not all of them, but a lot of them. So I've starved myself basically most of the day so that I can do this because I'm trying not to put on weight in the lockdown because there's not really much to do, so you're just kind of eating. So I'm just gonna eat and just talk crap with you guys because there's nothing else to do. Anyway, guys, okay, let's get started. This should be custard filled. What should I do, custard or this one? Actually, I did TikToks and I already ate a couple of these ones. Barty, no, you're gonna hear Barty in the background. She's gonna try and eat them. So I have original or should I have cream filled? I'm gonna have custard, no, I think this is custard filled. I'm gonna have the custard filled because I've already had a couple of them ones when I was doing TikToks. TikTok is so addictive, but it's so annoying because some videos you think are hilarious and they get like nearly no views, and then some videos I put up, I think they're pretty shit and they get a lot of views. It's so random. I don't know how the algorithm works. It's really weird. But it's just super fun. At first I was like, this is annoying. Some videos I do so many views and some aren't. And then I'm just like, oh, who cares? I like them and it's fun doing them. But I did one of Eminem's song and I put Vegemite on my tooth there because like I was being like two characters. And it burnt the Vegemite burnt all my gums. And I had to keep redoing it because it was burning, but it was burning more because I had to keep redoing it. Silly girl. Anyway, guys, sorry, messy. Let's chat. What are we chatting about? That new Joe Exotic and like Carol Baskin, like that whole saga, that new show everyone's watching. I think it's on Netflix. No. How good is that? It's fucking weird, eh? Like it's so weird, but it's entertaining. Like it's fun watching weird stuff sometimes, especially when you've got nothing else to do. But do you think Carol Baskin murdered her husband? It's so sus. What about how he married those two guys and one shot himself in the head and they said it was an accident? But I don't know, it's just so weird. Like how to think like someone shoots themselves in the head like as an accident. Like apparently he was trying to show something to one of the guys, like, and then he didn't realize there was a bullet in the gun, which was so sad, but so sus, hey. And now he's in jail. Crazy. Well, Joe Exotic's in jail, but not for that, for trying to kill Carol Baskin. So what are you guys going to say? And what else? Mafs is over. Oh my god. So let's talk about it anyway. Mafs was crazy this year, like, but not a good crazy. Like it was a sad crazy because I felt like everyone just got tormented. Like I felt like all the cast like had an episode where they wanted them to look bad. Like no one, there wasn't really anyone that like consistently wanted to look good on the show, you know. There was only like Connie who they were like quite nice to on the show, and like Casey got like, they didn't really have much drama with her. But then like pretty much everyone else had episodes where they tried to make them look bad, and I thought it was sad, and I felt like a lot of the cast really didn't like each other because of the drama. But it was almost like I could see it wasn't them. It was like you could tell that it was being forced upon them to do this drama. Like you could just feel it. Like none of them were happy, and it was like probably the producers were just trying to make shit happen. Because last year was full of drama, but it was good. Like it didn't have that feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like this feeling, this season made me feel not good inside. Like it made me feel like they really just put everyone here to just hate each other, fight, you know, like they didn't put anyone there really besides Seb and Liz, which I really like them. They're a cute couple, but that's the only couple that they really like made sure was like a happy ending. I just feel bad. I really like Stacey. She's always been very nice to me. Sometimes I talk to her on Instagram and she's always been very nice, so I like her. I feel bad. I kind of had an episode where things were turned on them and it was fucking horrible. And even the reunion, like Alex and Ivan, people went in on them. Like, I was like, there was so much animosity and hate amongst them towards each other. It was really sad. Like, it wasn't a nice feeling. It wasn't like good drama. It was like, oh, they're putting these people through hell kind of drama. So this season wasn't my favorite, but I still liked it. I watched it. Nothing else to do. Like, it was good, but not, it just had a bad vibe to it. Like, it just felt like everyone was made to hate each other and no one was made to be happy. So I thought that was a bit shit, because you want to see, like, yeah, you want to see drama, of course, don't get me wrong. You want some people to be happy because you want to believe it works, you know, and you want to feel a bit good when you watch it, not like, you know, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so that's that. And yeah, what else is happening? I have literally just been doing nothing. I just walk my doggy Barty and that's it. There's nothing else to do. I try and stay inside all the time besides when she needs her walks. So yeah, that new Joe Exotic, like, I'm still watching some of the episodes, but it's just fucking weird, but I love it. Weird, but very interesting that people like that exist, you know? Like, very weird, but interesting. But yeah, I was gonna come and tell some stories. Like, not many people know this, but I did hairdressing from the age of 15 to 19. I did hairdressing. I worked at salons, and like the bosses, I give it to hairdressers. It's hard. You don't eat, like, you don't really get breaks if it's busy. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. You don't get breaks. You don't get a lot of stuff. It's insane, you know. So I just remember, like, some of the bosses were like so horrible. Like, I grew up out west and now I live closer to the city, but I used to work in this little one in like Liverpool, Westfield. This is when I was about 15, and like, it was so bad. Like, he only paid cash, and there wasn't like an hourly rate. It was just like $50 here, $50 there, 100 there. Like, it was so dodgy, and I finally left that place. And I remember one of the girls he hired, she was a freak. Like, a freak in a sense, like, she said to me one day when I was sweeping, she's like, and she was there for like a couple weeks, but she was a little bit older, and she was like, and she was only an apprentice too, and she was like, that's not how you sweep. What? You think you're so pretty that you can, and I was ugly back then, mind you, and you think you're so pretty, and I was with another apprentice, so she was saying this to both of us, you think you just look around and look pretty and then you don't know what to do. I don't know, I can't remember the exact words, some shit about the way we look and like how dumb we were and stuff. And I just remember crying like a little bitch, and I was like, is this what work life is gonna be like? Is this like how people treat you? It was really horrible. But I left there pretty quick. And that chick was crazy. I don't think the boss even liked her, because she was just fucking not got her head screwed on, my people. No, definitely not. Anyway, and yeah, like, hairdressing, just some bosses are crazy. And then once I had this boss, and he like, I quit. So I started working in the city at really high-end salons because I wanted to like work at really nice places. And one of these places I worked at, I just was a bit upset because they were training one of the other girls more than me, because she was like a little bit older, but I had been there longer, so it was like I got a bit cut. So I was like, maybe this isn't the best salon, maybe I need to try and see if there's better out there. There wasn't really better out there. Anyway, I went to this other place, and yeah, they just this guy, he was just, I don't even know how to explain it. He was like evil. Like, he was so nasty. He would make fun of me. He would come to work in a shitty mood, make comments and give you dirty looks and everything, or say things bad about you in front of your clients, or would tease me because I was from the West. This is before I moved closer to the city, because I was poor, I was an apprentice. Who used to tease me in front of the clients. It was so bad. Anyway, oh my god, funny story. One of his clients he used to bitch about me to became one of my clients for lashes years later. This is when I was about 18 when I was working there, and I'm 25 now. And she became a client about a year ago. She is not a client anymore, but not because of anything. She's just all over the place, and she kept cancelling. So if people keep cancelling, I just don't, you know, book them in, because it's not fair to me. Like, I lose so much money. Anyway, so he would like bitch to this client about me. And one day they were downstairs washing hair, and she didn't know I was like washing someone's hair next to her. And she was like to that boss, she's like, how's that girl from the West? How's she going? And he's like, oh, she's here. So, and she was like, oh, hello. And I was like, oh my God. And guess what? That lady, there's nothing wrong with escorts, by the way, nothing. We all do things to get by in life for certain reasons. But she's like a 40-year-old escort, and very like, just miserable, just such an unhappy person. And like, being mean and miserable is just like, you might be, but don't rub that off on other people. That is not nice. Anyway, so basically, fast forward, almost a year ago, she came to me to get her lashes done, and I was like, this bitch looks so familiar. I know her from somewhere. And then we started chatting, and I was like, did you ever go to this salon? And she like came back to me. She was that chick that used to bitch about me with my boss, and I look so different. Sorry guys, I had to put Barty on the balcony because she was scratching my arm jumping up to get to the food. Anyway, yeah, so you might hear her crying because she hates me on the balcony, although she has all her toys, everything out there. Anyway, mama problems. Anyway, so yeah, she was like my client. And then she was like, oh, yes, I remember. But I always wondered, did she remember what she said? Like, bitched about me in front of me. Anyway, I was telling you a million stories, not just one. Anyway, so she was my client for a little bit. But because she'd go party the night before, she could never make her appointment. And then I'd have to constantly charge her a cancellation fee. And then she would, I think about the third or fourth time she cancelled, because it was so many times. I'm like, look, you have to pay another fee. And she's like, oh, again. But it's like, but you keep cancelling, so I'm losing a lot more, because the fee is only less than half of what I'm meant to be getting. So I just stopped booking her in and stopped replying, because I was like, when people don't respect you, your time, and there are other people that miss out, that is not fair. Like, it's so not fair, and it's so selfish of people. So selfish. I won't have a bar of it. Anyway, yeah, so there was that. Anyway, so fast forward back to that boss. He was so horrible. He just would make comments, like he would just make fun of me. Wash his personal dishes, because he lived upstairs of the salon. So I'd have to go to his personal kitchen and wash his personal dishes. Like, it was crazy. And then the other girl that worked there, she was his puppet. So she would just do whatever he wanted. The salon's not around anymore. It used to be in Darlinghurst, but it's closed. I think he's moved because they stopped being friends. She opened her own salon, and then he opened another one somewhere else. But he was even rude half the time to his clients. And it was crazy, because his clients were a certain type. They were just ones that almost like wanted acceptance, or be like, yeah, whatever you want. They weren't like strong people. And he was so overpowering. I don't know, and I was so young, and I was just about to start my third year. So this was when it was 3 years. I think they still are 3 years. And I was so close to finishing my apprenticeship. No, it's getting into my last year. And he was like, I don't like your training. And I was good. I swear down, I'm not saying I was really good, but I didn't have any confidence. And he was like, I don't like your training. I want to take a year off your apprenticeship. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, no, we need to train you another year. He did it so that he could pay me less. So I was getting paid until I was like 19 years old. I was getting paid less than $400 a week, and I was living out of home. I moved out of home when I was like 15. Like, I couldn't survive, you know. It just was hard. And I agreed and I signed the papers. I was so stupid. Like, I just had no balls. I was young. Like, now I'd probably knock him out, but we'll never have it now. But violence is not the answer. Sorry, guys. I've learned. But, you know, it was just horrible. He was such a bully. Anyway, and then I remember, so this is why I quit and finally left. So my mum fell really ill. She got breast cancer. It's all good though, guys. Not a pity party. My mum is all good. She's like, you know, she had chemo, she survived, she kicked cancer's ass, whatever. So I'm all good. Don't feel bad. And my mum is all good too. Anyway, she got breast cancer, and a few years before that, my dad passed away of cancer. Anyway, so then he knew of this, and I said, look, I've just found out my mum's got cancer. Can I please take these 2 days off so I can accompany her to her doctor's appointments, because she had all these doctor's appointments. And I was like, I will give you, because you can get something to show that you went with the person. And I was like, I'll bring you proof. Never had a day off before, never asked for anything from this guy. Never had a sickie. I would never. Wouldn't even dream of having a sickie. Anyway, he said to me this, and I will like never forget this. He said to me, that's not my problem. You have to work. He literally goes, that's not my, like he said those words, and they like haunt me in the head in the way that I'm like, that dick, he needs to say sorry one day, but I've never contacted him or anything. But like, I feel like people that can be that sick and horrible, like they should be held accountable and say sorry one day. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, I'll never message him because I doubt he'd change. Anyway, but yeah, and I was just young. Like I was 18 then, because I think I was 19 at the last salon I worked at, which was the next one. So I was 18, not far from 17, and I was just so not confident and not happy with the way I was. I couldn't afford to do my nails. Well, we can't do nails now, either. But I couldn't afford to do my nails. I couldn't get my brows done. I couldn't, you know, if I wanted my hair done, I had to wait till he was like, okay. And guess what he did? So I was like blonde when I went there. I had beautiful, healthy blonde hair. And there were two people, him and another girl there, that had blonde hair. And you know what he said to me? If you want your hair done, you cannot stay blonde. There are too many blondes in this salon. He just got a new color range in, and he's like, you have to let me do whatever I want if you want your hair colored. Otherwise he's saying I'm not getting my hair done. And I couldn't get my hair done anywhere else. So I was like, okay. He dyed my hair bright orange red with yellow panels and bright orange panels, and cut my fringe like an oval. Like an oval. And I had just come out of a breakup. That's actually my last breakup. It was when I was 18. Yeah, I've been single a long time. But yeah, after my last breakup, so I was not in a good place. And he gave me bright orange, yellow, orange, red hair. It was fucked. It was so fucked. And he chomped it to the shit house. It was horrible. So I had to have that for a couple of years. Anyway, so then it was not for a couple of years, sorry, that's a lie, until I went to the next salon, which wasn't a couple of years, sorry. Exaggerator, sorry, guilty. But yeah, like it was horrible. Anyway, so fast forward, rewind, whatever. So yeah, so then the reason I left was because he said that, and in my head, I was like, this motherfucker! Like I finally found balls. And he said this to me like when we were sitting at the front of the salon, and then his client was coming down the street to walk in. I didn't know. And I just was like, how can you say that? I just found out my fucking mother has cancer, and you're telling me that it's not your problem? And I was like, what's wrong with you? And then he was like, because then he's like seeing his client come, and he was like, oh, and he didn't want them to know what he was really like. And he was like, oh, Rosie, get your stuff and go home. You're acting ridiculous. Messages me that afternoon. He says, make sure you better come in tomorrow. This does not excuse you for having time off. And the next day was the day I was meant to go for the appointment, and the next one. So I just never showed up, sent an email, said, look, I'm not working there. He tried not to pay me out or whatever, give me the money. He ended up giving me half of what he owed me. And he was emailing me saying, you have to come. And I said to him, look, I'm going to go to Fair Work Trading because this is really wrong. You need to pay me. And he's like, don't you dare threaten me. I'm like, I'm not threatening you. I'm saying I'm going to Fair Trading if you're not going to give me the money you owe me. Did I go to Fair Trading? No, couldn't be fucked. I was young, but I got half the money. And then I went and I was like, I've got to work. So I went and worked at another salon. That salon was horrible too. That one was Valon's in Paddington. They're just not nice because they have like so many staff, so many apprentices. They just treat you all like shit. You're just a number there. So that was not like, they weren't like evil to just me. They were mean to all the apprentices. So I can't really say they did this to me because they did it to all the apprentices. There was one girl that was friends with the old boss. So she was a bit more nasty to me because she was friends and she had that personality. And like, she was really weird. She would favor all the boy apprentices, even if it was like the first few weeks, she'd let them do things that like third year apprentices would do. She was just weird anyway, and she's really nasty. And I never said to them why I left that salon. And she used to be like to me, that girl that was friends with him, she was like, yeah, he told me you left the salon. And I never said, oh yeah, because he wouldn't let me go to my mom's appointments when she was really sick. I just was like, oh yeah, because I just didn't want to bring it up. And then fast forward again, like other clients, different ones, like nice ones, like I've run into here and there, and he told them he fired me and that I was terrible and blah, blah, blah. Dear Lord. And yeah. So that's my story, guys. I am so full. This is the last little bit. It's been stuck to my fingers for ages. I have my story time. Oh, I wonder if I've got it in me to make TikToks. What a waste of makeup. Anyway, I still have so many left. Damn it. But anyway, guys, I hope you're staying safe. I'll see you again soon. Sanitize, try not to go out unless it's for like exercise or you really need to. Try not to do big social groups. And yeah, it was really good to chat to you guys. Bye. Love you, my bougie babes.